Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the story about Goku. What if Goku went in DxD universe part 1? Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please do support for more awesome content and also hit the subscribe button. So let's start the video. An unexpected turn of events. Dragon Ball G universe. Goku, the last of the Saiyan race, was one of the friendliest and nicest people anyone had ever met. His personality greatly opposed that of any other Saiyan. He was calm, attractive, and pure of heart, traits collectively possessed by none other than the one and only Son Goku. But right now, nothing could describe the difference from his usual self. The expression of pain, hate, and regret can be easily seen on his face. Goku was watching the Namek Sea indifferently from above, where he had just blasted the self-proclaimed emperor of the galaxy, the tyrant, Frieza. He had finally defeated that monster after becoming the legendary Super Saiyan. But at what cost? The life of his best friend, Krillin? Goku had lost more than one of his dear friends during his life in pursuit of the Dragon Balls to save the world and, as his Saiyan side persists, more power, and here he was, the strongest in the universe, and yet he felt nothing. What was there to feel? He had just lost his best friend. What was the use of power if you had no one to share it with? He was not like Frieza. Millions groveling at his feet brought him no more pleasure than having to bury his own prince. He was a protector, not a destroyer. Krillin, I'm sorry you had to die. I promise I won't let any more innocents perish in front of me like that, mumbled Goku as tears flowed down his cheeks. Suddenly, a volcanic eruption burst from the dying Namek, roughly jolting the morning Saiyan back to reality. Damn. Even though Frieza had been defeated, he had made sure to leave his mark, bringing an entire planet down with him. As if killing all its inhabitants was not enough. He sped up as fast as he could, ignoring the burning pain of his muscles as he pushed beyond his limits, zipping through the lava geysers as they shot from the earth and the collapsing rock columns crushing everything beneath them. He winced as tears stung his eyes against the dust and wind and continued to scan the surroundings for something, anything. He needed to leave. Goku had survived devastating planet-destroying attacks, blasts that could wipe out billions at a single count, but he couldn't survive in the vacuum of space. A few hundred meters below the surface, he saw a hope of light shine through. An escape pod. That must have been the one Vegeta used to arrive here. Goku thanked the fallen prince silently. He rushed over to the pod without making any delay. He almost busted open the door, and when he managed to get it open, there was a button at the side. What greeted him was a large array of knobs, screens, and buttons scattered across the interior. Being basically illiterate, he didn't understand a thing. What should he press? What do they all do? Why hadn't he attended school with Gohan? Without time to spare, he strapped himself in and started pushing everything furiously. The pod's door closed and lurched violently. Goku had also managed to activate a map, some sort of cleansing gas to take baths with. There were no showers while speeding through space, after all, an oxygen mask, and finally he felt the pod lift. Goku gritted his teeth as his head banged against the top and shot upwards without warning. Soon the ship crossed Namek's atmosphere, and then it happened. The whole planet exploded, leaving nothing but space dust behind. The pod shook violently due to the shockwave, but there was not much damage. They were still traveling at a random course he had set while button mashing. Or that's what he thought. The pod abruptly changed its course, and he felt it spinning around frantically. He could see light zoom past them erratically from the small porthole in the pod. He felt his stomach lurch, and Goku suppressed the urge to puke as he was thrown about in the small cramped area, hitting his head multiple times. He felt his vision blurring, his energy fading away, and the pain of his wounds acquired from the brutal battle taking over. Then all effort ceased. He relaxed. Even his legs felt limp, and a blackness swept over his brain. It wiped out fear. It wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice to go to sleep, no need to resist, too tired to resist. It's nice to be carried to float in space. Tender arms around him, tender arms like Gohan's. He must go to sleep. Am I going to die? The last thing he saw was the blurring of the space dust of Namek before he slipped into blissful unconsciousness. DxD universe. It was a peaceful night in the human world. Rias Gremory, the president of Occult Research Club and secretly the heir of the Gremory family, was on her way back to her club. Today was quite an overwhelming day. Firstly, she had found that the infamous pervert, Issei, possessed the sacred gear. Secondly, she had found him dead in the park this evening. Thirdly, she had resurrected and healed him. She was still wondering why she did that, actually, and most importantly, she needed a bath. She gazed up at the dark sky and her eyes widened as she saw a shooting star zoom past. Silently she wished that she wasn't so busy and had more time to spare, but alas, being the heiress of the demon family, she had a huge burden on her shoulders and a packed schedule could not be avoided. Rias sighed. Suddenly, she sensed a huge power level. Is it some ultimate class devil who is coming to inquire about my progress in the human world? Is it the leader of fallen angels? Or perhaps one of the high-class angels? No, this was a different energy from that of devils, angels or fallen angels. It was something else. She concentrated and located the source of the large power, and it was. Wait. Since when do shooting stars emanate power so similar to living things, and such huge power? Hold on, is that thing going to land on my club? Wasting no time, Rias rushed towards her club, just in time to see the shooting star crash through the roof of a building close to her club, leaving a pile of smoking debris in its wake. Fortunately for her, the surrounding buildings were vacant, and thus there was no commotion, and no one was hurt. Ria's eyes widened in surprise as she reached the crash site. A young man, seeming to be not much older than her, was lying unconscious among the rubble. He was still breathing, quite an amazing feat considering his injuries. There was dried blood surrounding the space pod, was it? It certainly wasn't a shooting star, now. What shocked her the most, though, was the level of energy irradiating from the newcomer, despite his unconscious and wounded state. Rias hesitantly walked towards the stranger and, finding him out cold, picked him up and entered the club. Damn. This guy is heavy. Rias muttered as she threw him on the bed. Her eyes surveyed every inch of his body. A low whistle escaped her lips. Wow. Quite a muscle man, aren't you? Rias licked her lips as she smirked. Maybe. No. That wouldn't be right. Oh, for the love of. Her hands reached the buttons of her shirt as she started undoing them. She shrugged it off, and it slid down her shoulders onto the floor. Next, she unstrapped her bra and threw it down, her body feeling a little hot and impatient. Slowly she slid off her panties seductively, winking at the man in the bed, her tongue running past her teeth. Rias ran her fingers through her hair, smiling seductively as she looked at him over again, her eyes dancing over his shirtless form. Without wasting another second, she crawled under the covers and embraced Goku tightly, her fingers running over his tight muscles and abs, stopping at the belt at his pants before going just a little tiny bit lower. Her eyes widened and she gasped as her mouth formed an O. Hey. She was doing this to heal that guy. No sex. Just embracing. She wasn't a pervert, okay, maybe a little in this case or maybe a lot. A few hours later. It was morning. Sunlight streamed in through a small window covered by a set of blinds. Goku groaned, discontented, as his eyes flickered open very briefly, then shut, as the light temporarily blinded him. Damn the sun. If only it had risen later. He still wanted to sleep just a little longer. Wait, what, sunrise? Am I alive, but how? He thought he was sure getting sucked into that space hole meant certain death for him. A small chuckle escaped his lips. He'd always been an awesome escape artist, as Chi-Chi put it, able to get out of the worst scrapes alive. Goku felt something warm and very soft on his back. His eyes widened in surprise as he saw a beautiful Redeed laying naked in the bed with him. A visible blush stained his cheeks as the girl hugged his back, probably still in sleep. A comfortable smile formed on her face as she rubbed her cheek against his skin and pushed herself closer to the Saiyan, her breast squeezing against Goku's arm. Goku got up silently, trying not to disturb the girl's sleep. Just as he stood up, his legs accidentally slipped on the bra lying on the floor, making him plop backwards onto the bed and right onto the sleeping beauty. He let out a small eep and turned around, coming face to face with her, their noses inches from touching. He flushed slightly when he realized his hand was on her breast. Moaned the girl in her sleep. Goku watched in confusion when he heard her moaning. He saw a slow smile spread across her face. Bulma had told him that women's breasts are very sensitive, but he never thought that they could be so big. Big, soft, and smooth. Like Bulma's, except hers were smaller. Goku started to press and squeeze her breasts gently, curious. He couldn't understand why she was making such sounds, but she seemed to be enjoying it. With a childlike, curious face, Goku decided to examine further. Squeeze. Press, ah. Again squeeze. You are quite a perverted guy, aren't you? Wondered the girl with a smile as she slowly opened her eyes. Perverted? What does that mean? Goku blinked, confused. Wow. You don't know what that means? Rias cocked her head when she saw Goku shaking his head. "Ah, that's so cute. You're such a naive person. It's really difficult to find someone as innocent as you." Rias mumbled, smirking, as she started stroking Goku's cheek. Goku, being Goku, still didn't understand what's going on. Suddenly, the door of the room opened, revealing another beautiful girl with very long black hair and violet eyes. Ara, what's this? A new devil member?" The girl appreciated the new man's bare chest. "No, he isn't a devil. At least that's what I think," Rias muttered before getting out of bed, making sure to brush her naked body against Goku a few more times for extra measure and throwing on her crumpled uniform. "Oh? So is he your new boyfriend, President?" teased Akeno Himejima. "What? No," stuttered Rias, turning crimson. "Sorry for interrupting, but what's going on? Where am I?" Goku wondered, confused. He had tried to sense the Kai of his friends and family, of course. Even he wasn't that clueless, but they were nowhere to be found. He had picked up some power levels, not entirely human, that were higher than normal, and some even extraordinary ones. The two girls present in the room were also more powerful than the average human. "You are on Earth, of course," replied Akeno with her usual smile. "No, that's not possible. This isn't the same Earth that I know." Goku's brows furrowed, in deep thought. "Do you remember anything about last night?" asked Rias. "Yeah, I remember I was on my ship. But then suddenly everything went blank. I was in space." Goku answered honestly. "You almost crashed into the clubhouse. I found you injured in the rubble with that spaceship thing of yours. I decided to heal you, although my method isn't exactly the most decent one, I must say." "Hope you didn't mind," Rias winked, deliberately crossing her arms and displaying her cleavage. She had left the top few buttons undone and had not put on her bra, for certain reasons, of course. "But you healed me so fast. Did you have senzu beans? How did you do that?" "That's easy. Because I'm a devil. In the underworld." The sudden appearance of the Saiyan was not unnoticed by high-class devils. Most of the clan leaders were quite worried about this newcomer. They called for a meeting where the greatest devils and most terrifying demons gathered to discuss and clear their doubts, or in some cases, deepen them. They suspected it was the work of fallen angels, though, and had no evidence to back it up. "What intel do we have about this newcomer?" asked the leader of the four great Satans, Surzich's Lucifer. "Almost nothing, sadly," replied his father, Lord Gremory. "He had appeared out of thin air, literally. There's no evidence of his prior existence, and such power is unheard of. He's strong enough to challenge and win against all of us." "Do we really have to talk about this?" Falbius Matius muttered, bored. "It would have been better if you'd taken your responsibility as Satan in charge of military affairs." Lord Phoenix narrowed his eyes. "Where is that newcomer right now?" asked Lord Gremory. "He is currently with your sister right now, Surzich-sama. If I may add, he doesn't seem to be an enemy, as of now," informed Graphia. Silence filled the room as everyone absorbed this information. None of them had expected the new man to have targeted Lucifer's sister. "So what should we do then?" Falbium asked. "We'll wait. If that guy dares to hurt a single strand of my sister's hair, then I'll personally deal with him," Surzich growled. "Going to school? Damn it. How could he? Why would he do it just because of such a small thing?" cursed Rias silently under her breath. A sigh escaped her lips. She didn't want to attend the class in such a bad mood. She wanted to let off her anger on someone or something. But what could she do in such a situation? How about using her magic to destroy the whole school? But then she'll have no choice but to return to her family. Not to mention thousands of innocent students will die. Rias slammed her head on her desk in frustration, startling everyone in the class. Everyone's sweat dropped at the unusual behavior of Rias. Why couldn't Goku join her school? She really wanted him to join her class. Even though it was yesterday when she found him, she couldn't help but develop a liking for him. A few hours ago. Principal's office. "So you are son Goku, am I right?" asked the principal. "Yup, that's me," replied Goku with a smile. Right now, Goku was standing alongside Rias. After a long 2-hour discussion in the morning, Goku came to know that Rias and Akeno are devils and the existence of angels and devils. Also, currently he has no way to return home. Well, at least that's how it seemed. When Rias asked for Goku's help and offered to join her, he didn't give it a second thought and agreed willingly, much to Rias' happiness. "So why did you decide to join our school, Goku-san?" asked the principal. He actually used to live in Canada. But his parents died last week and he had no one but me, his beloved cousin. replied Rias on behalf of Goku. She'd always been a good liar, and it was a perfect time to put her skills to test. Really? He is your brother? Asked the principal, raising his eyebrow in suspicion. Really? Asked Goku, confused. Rias hit Goku with an elbow in the gut as a signal for him not to speak when she is speaking. Fine then. I'll need his qualification certificates. Told the principal, seemingly not very convinced thanks to Goku. Here, they are. Said Rias as she handed the certificates to the principal. Goku was confused watching the certificates. He never brought any when he arrived in this world. As a matter of fact, he never went to school in his whole life. But decided to remain silent as he didn't want to receive another elbow in the gut. Well, Goku-san, your qualifications are quite acceptable. Now you only need to fill the admission form, and then you'll get the admission in this school. Informed the principal as he handed the form to Goku. For Rias, getting those fake certificates was a piece of cake. Being the daughter of a well-known devil family has its own advantage. The only thing now required is for Goku to fill the admission form. What could possibly go wrong now? Is something wrong? Asked the principal. I don't know how to write. Heh, replied Goku with a nervous smile while scratching the back of his head. Both Rias and the principal sweat dropped hearing this. Rias, I would like to attend your class, and, as for you, Mr. Goku, I'm sorry to say it, but you're not eligible to join our school. Now it would be nice if you leave my office. Said the principal in a calm tone, but it could be clearly seen that he was very angry. But. Out now, Miss Riss, before I decide to kick you out of the school too. Yelled principal, startling Goku and Rias. At present time. Rias was laying her head on the desk, dazing off. She wasn't paying any attention to what was going on in the class. Her thoughts still on what happened in the morning. What if Goku would have been able to join her school? She could have spent more time with him and came to know more about him. Next period is physical education, right? Asked one of the girls in the class. Yeah. But we don't have any PE teacher in our school. The previous teacher got a better offer in another school, so he left. Replied another girl. I heard rumors that a new teacher has been recruited today. I think he'll teach us during this period. I hope he is handsome. Me too. Rias overheard the conversation but didn't show any interest in it. She had many important matters to attend to today. Firstly, she had to tell that pervert, Issei, about her existence and him being one of them now. Rias didn't realize when the teacher entered the class. The whole class started gossiping when they saw their new teacher. The girls were very happy to see a young, handsome man, much to the boys' jealousy. Wow. Is he our new PE teacher? A girl whispered. He is so young and handsome. Commented another girl. He may be handsome, but Goku is more handsome and cuter than anyone. Thought Rias, not even interested to take a glance at her new teacher. Goku. How cute and innocent. How she wished him to be a stuffed toy which she could hold forever. Hello everyone. I will be your PE teacher from now on. Does she already like him so much that she is hearing his voice as a PE teacher? How silly and stupid of her. My name is Son Goku. Nice to meet you all. Ah, so that's her new teacher's name. Wait, what? Rias immediately looked at her new teacher. Her eyes nearly popped out their sockets as she saw him. Goku. What you doing here? Shouted Rias as she subconsciously stood up. Oh, hey, Rias. Isn't it a surprise to be your school teacher? Smiled Goku, waving his hand casually. Rias ran from her seat before grabbing Goku's arm and dragging him along with her to the outside. When? How did you manage to get a job as a teacher here? Asked Rias, surprised. It was not as if she was angry about something. In fact, she was quite happy to see him as her teacher. But how did he manage to do that? Oh, you see, it all happened after you left for class. Flashback. Out now, Miss Riss, before I decide to kick you out of the school too. Yelled principal, startling Goku and Rias. Without giving any other thought, Rias ran out of the office, leaving behind Goku and the principal. Knowing that he won't be getting admission in the school, Goku bowed down before walking outside. Wait, Goku-san. Came the principal's voice as he stopped the Saiyan in the tracks. Huh? Goku turned his gaze towards the principal in confusion. Though I can't accept you as a student here, that doesn't mean I'm heartless. Replied the principal in a serious tone. Tell me, Goku-san, do you know anything about physical fitness and sports? Because from the looks of you, it seems you might be very experienced in this field. Yeah, I know almost every type of fighting styles and martial arts. Replied Goku with a smile. Extraordinary. We were just looking for someone like you. Actually, our PE teacher left the school some time ago. Will you kindly accept our offer of you being the new teacher? Asked the principal humbly. That would be an honor. Replied Goku with a smile. That was easier than he imagined. But oh well, at least now he had a job to do. Rias would be extremely happy to hear that. End of flashback. So that's all happened. Said Goku smiling, while scratching the back of his head. Wow. That's great. Said Rias as she pounced at Goku, getting him in a face chest. I'm so happy that we are finally in the same school. She cradled his head to her breasts, suffocating the poor Saiyan again. Rias need air. Goku gasped for air. To think breasts can do such a thing, they can become great weapons. Oh, sorry. I was quite happy and got carried away. Giggled Rias. It's alright. Anyways, I gotta go to other classrooms to inform them to gather them in the school grounds. Tell this to your class too, okay? Asked Goku as he stood up, regaining his composure. I'll do that. Great. See you later. Waved Goku as he ran to other classes. Rias happily walked to her classroom. Now that Goku got a job here, at least she won't have to worry about him. Not to forget, she can get extra marks from him whenever she wants to. At school ground, a few minutes after informing all the students, Goku walked to the end of the ground. He was standing in front of all the students. Much to his surprise, the majority of the students were girls, and barely not even 1/5 were boys. Well, that's what one can expect from a girls' school which recently changed into a normal one. But oh well, he got to do his job anyway. Goku clapped his hands, making students turn towards him. Hey there. As I've told you, I'm going to be your new PE teacher. So today I gathered you all for some exercises and a nice warm-up. So are you all ready? Asked Goku with a warm smile. Yes, sensei. Replied all the girls enthusiastically, as they already started liking Goku, much to boys' jealousy, especially to a certain trio. Arg. I don't understand why such a nice-looking guy had to be our teacher? Asked a brown-haired boy, Issei. As if Kiba wasn't enough. Said Mitsuda in rage. Why are gods so cruel to us? Said Motohama in depression. The next moment all three of them started crying in anime style. But it only worsened the situation as the girls near them made more distance from them and started calling them creepy and perverts. So let's start with running. Is 5 rounds of this whole town enough for you guys? Asked Goku. Though he felt the training was of too low level, he didn't want to tire them up. They are humans after all, except for Akeno and Rias, so they won't be able to handle his training. It will be perfect. We can even do 100 rounds if you want us to, Goku-sensei. Said one of the girls as she got carried away. Really? You guys might be better than I thought. Fine then, 100 rounds for all of you. Said Goku happily. Everyone's jaws nearly hit the ground as they heard that. They could do nothing but moron at the stupidity of one person. Rias couldn't help but chuckle a little at the situation. Talk about shooting oneself in the foot. But to see shooting oneself as well as others in the feet, that's a unique view. At least she won't have to worry about the training. Her devil blood would help her to pass through the training effortlessly. Rias-sama had a voice. Rias turned her gaze towards the source of the voice. It was her queen, Akeno. Goku-kun is quite energetic, isn't he? Remarked Akeno with a smile. Well, isn't he always? Has smirked Rias. Oh, perfect timing. I was looking for both of you. Said Goku as he appeared out of nowhere, startling Rias and Akeno. What is it? Asked Rias, confused. Is there any devil besides you and Akeno in this school? I've picked up several power levels higher than normal human in this school. Said Goku. Yeah, there are 2 groups of devils here. But that's a story for another time. Meet me at the clubhouse. I'll introduce you to the other members of the club and remember what you promised, okay? Asked Rias in a serious tone. Sure. I'll tell you everything about myself. You don't have to worry. Nodded Goku with a serious expression on his face. An hour later. All the students finally finished their rounds. Everyone fell on the ground exhausted. At least they learned their lesson. Never bite more than you can chew. Goku smiled as he saw them completing their training. They did better than he expected. Maybe he should increase the training, but it's almost time to go to the clubhouse. Goku-sensei. Came a feminine voice behind him. It belongs to a young, attractive woman with long black hair down to her hips and violet eyes. That girl. She was there with him when I died. Stuttered Issei as he saw the girl. Never in his wildest dream he imagined he would see her again. Ria's eyes widened in surprise. A fallen angel was in her school, nonetheless the one who killed her new servant. But what is she doing here? Is she here to finish the unfinished job? No, she doesn't know about Issei being alive. But why is she here? Is that because of Goku? Yeah, that seems like the perfect case. Goku's power poses a great threat to fallen angels. Maybe she is here to eliminate that threat. Well, she is quite brave to step into enemies' lines, isn't she? Hey. Do I know? Asked Goku curiously. I'm Rainier. I'm a second year here. Goku-sensei, will you please go out with me? Asked the girl timidly. I'm really sorry. But he is with us. Came the familiar voice of Rias. The look on her face was scary enough to startle both Goku and Rainier. You? Before Rainier could do anything, Rias grabbed her collar, pulling the fallen angel to herself. Listen, you fallen bitch. The only reason I'm not erasing you out of existence is that we're standing in front of all students. But if I saw you near my servants or Goku again, I will not hesitate to put you out of your miserable life. Understand? Asked Rias in a dark tone, making Rainier sweat in fear. Rainier barely nodded before Rias threw her away. You'll dearly pay for that. Threatened Rainier as she ran away from the school. Weren't you too rude to her? I didn't sense any evil in her. Asked Goku nervously. Goku, she is an enemy. She'll do whatever to achieve her goals. That includes killing innocent people. Anyways, we're heading to the clubhouse. Don't be late. Told Rias as she walked away from him. Goku dismissed all the students as the time was already up. Not to forget, he hadn't showered since he came to this world and he desperately needs one right now. Without giving it another thought, Goku headed towards the school's shower. At Occult Research Club. As the shower was finished, Goku reached outside the club before entering. As he entered the house, Goku saw a petite girl with white hair and hazel eyes sitting on a sofa left to him. Goku smiled and waved towards the girl, much to the girl's shyness as she blushed a little before nervously nodding. Ah, this is the first time I saw Koneko like this. You might even become her friend faster than me. Said a young handsome boy with short blonde hair. I'm Kiba. Nice to meet you, Goku-sensei. As he bowed down in gratitude. You? Screamed Issei. It was his first day at the cult club. He thought he was the luckiest man in the world when he found that he was summoned by Rias, but why? Why does this new good-looking man have to become the stone in his way? Oh, he started hating him already. First, Kiba, and now you. Why can't I be the only good-looking guy here? Goku, it's good to see you if you are not late. Said Akeno with a smile. I'm here too. Shouted Issei, trying to get their attention. Rias-sama was waiting for you. You haven't properly, have you? Asked Akeno, ignoring the pervert. What? No attention. Issei turned his face to Goku. Yeah, I haven't. Where is she? Asked Goku, again ignoring Issei. I just want to die. Said Issei in a comically depressed state. I'm here. Said Rias as she walked out of her bathroom. As expected, Issei's full concentration was on Rias' boobs. So Goku, since we have told who we are. Now it's your turn. Said Rias seriously. Well, it started with. It took about half an hour for Goku to tell his whole life story. Everyone listened to it very curiously. It was as if they were hearing some kind of science fiction manga. Issei was the most curious and suspicious of all. He seemed to remember this kind of story, but couldn't remember where. So you're saying that you're an alien, right? Asked Rias, receiving a nod from Saiyan. It sounds like a self-made story, but we have no alternative but to believe it. Anyways, I have already explained to you who we are. Said Rias as wings appeared out of her back. Koneko, Kiba, and Akeno had the same change. Whoa, but Issei was surprised when seeing those wings. Proper introduction is in order. My name is Rias Gremory of the Gremory clan, and every member of this club are my servants, said Rias in a proudful manner. Himejima Akeno, Yudo Kiba, and Taoju Koneko. The reason why I brought you here is to discuss what happened yesterday. You remember Issei, how you died? You mean Yuma-chan, but everyone doesn't remember her at all, said Issei, confused. That's because she's a fallen angel, and her task was to lure you out and kill you. They have the ability to erase memories. To kill me, but why? I didn't do anything wrong to any fallen angels, asked Issei, scared. Was it because he was a total pervert? No, Motohama and Mitsuda are perverts too. Then why only him? It's because you are a human possessing sacred gear, and they consider such humans as a threat. Fallen angels normally kill the user or steal their relic, which also causes the user to die. You can think of it as taking your life force away. Informed Akeno. What is sacred gear anyway? Asked Goku, confused. Sacred gears are an irregular power that resides inside human beings. These powers normally only affect the human world, and their users usually end up being an important figure, playing an important role worldwide. But sometimes, there are exceptional sacred gears that can also pose a threat to devils and fallen angels alike. That fallen angel Amano Yuma, or her real name is Rainer, must have seen something dangerous in you. Issei is one of the reasons. Please, raise your hand. Requested Rias. Why? We want to see your gear. Try to imagine the strongest thing you can think of. Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z, said Issei. What? Me? Asked Goku confused. Not you, you dumbus. Just because you had the same name doesn't mean you are him. You're nowhere like him. Said Issei in irritation. How dare this new sensei compare himself with his favorite character? Good, now imagine that person in his strongest pose. Now, get up and imitate that pose. You have to imagine it strongly, don't hold back. The boy stood up, lowered both his hands at waist height, and placed them in the right side of his body, making a small ball format where his hands intertwined. Kamehameha. As Issei's left arm started to materialize. Goku's eyes widened in surprise. Hey. That's his move. What the hell is this? Shouted Issei in surprise. There was a red gauntlet with a big green gem covering his left arm. That is a sacred gear, and it belongs to you. Once released, you can use it anytime you want. The fallen angel saw that as a threat and therefore needed to neutralize you. Told Rias. But if she already killed me, how am I still alive? He wondered. You called me when you were on the verge of death. I was summoned through this paper. She showed him a leaflet exactly like the one he grabbed from the weird girl. This is one of the leaflets we give out. This magic circle is used to summon us devils. These days there aren't many people who would draw this circle to summon us. So we give these leaflets to people who look like they would summon devils. The club president continued. When I was summoned, you were on the brink of death, Issei. So I had to save your life by turning you into a devil using these evil pieces. You were reborn as a devil, Issei. Congratulations to my servant devil. Then she clicked her fingers, and the same wing sprouted from Issei's back, and he let out a girly shrill. Let's get along from now on, Issei. Rias smiled childishly. But what is the purpose of the contract? Goku asked after staying quiet during her explanation. When humans sign a contract with a devil, and once the devil's end of the bargain has been fulfilled, the humans are required to pay a price for our service. The price varies with the wish that we are summoned to grant. It can be from small trinkets to the lives of the contractor. There are ranks among devils, it's something called peerage. Rias sat on top of a large desk on the corner of the room, behind it was located the club president's chair. Your place of birth and family heritage plays a big role in it. You can even become popular with girls when you rinse your devil class. Added Rias. Wait. What? How? Issei's eyes started to sparkle hearing that particular word. You see, the number of pure-blooded devils are very thin these days, so we encourage low-class devils to rise to high class and form their own peerage. In other words, Rias, the better job you do, the higher your chances of becoming a pure-blood devil? Asked Goku, trying to get the whole situation. That's right. You mean I can have my own servants? Asked Issei, getting more curious. Yes, but that will take a lot of hard work you need to do. Can they all be women? Will I be able to form my own harem? Yes. Can I do anything I want with them? Even sex? Pervert. Was Koneko's reply. They will be your servants, I don't see. Why not if you told them to wear bloomers. Now, get to work, you have to deliver all those leaflets to the addresses below, tonight. Yes, President. Issei got up, got his backpack, and was about to run out of the room, but stopped in his tracks. But what about Goku? Is he one of us? Are you Goku? Asked Rias, as everyone turned their gaze towards him. Yeah. I don't see why not. You guys are not bad at all. Replied Goku with his famous sun grin. So well, can you tell what class devil I currently am? Asked Issei. You are currently a low-class devil. So are Koneko and Kiba. Replied Rias, accidentally crushing all the hopes of Issei. You and Akeno-senpai? We are mid-class devils. And that dumb guy? Asked Issei, bored, pointing at Goku. Looking at him, Issei could tell he at his best might be a low class too. I'm not sure about him. Replied Rias honestly. What? Even Kiba got interested. When I first saw him, he was heavily injured. But when at that state, his power was enough to match that of an ultimate class devil. Told Rias. Everyone in the room gasped in shock as they heard that. Even Koneko couldn't keep her calm composure anymore. How strong is he at full power? No one but he himself knows. Wow. Such power. Wondered Kiba. Okay, but why do I have to do all the work and he didn't? Complained Issei. Akeno approached Goku, putting her index fingers on his chest before turning her gaze towards Issei and especially Rias. Sorry, but he is going out for dinner with me, that's why. Really? Asked Goku happily, hearing his favorite word dinner. Yes. It'll be my treat. What? Issei was so shocked that he froze in his plaka like a statue. Damn. Just because he is going with you, don't you dare think he is all yours, smiled Rias in a threatening manner. Ara. That is to be seen, replied Akeno as they started exchanging daggers towards each other. No way. It's his first day at school and he already got affection from two most beautiful girls, Issei said. Comical tears running down his cheeks. Just you wait, Goku-sensei. I'll be better than you. Then I'll be the center of attraction, not you. Committed Issei silently. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. If you want the next part of this story, let me know in the comment box. See you next time, till then sayonara.